Normally, you'd have to wait until the end of the show to find out the next big Minecraft game update. But this year, we're doing things differently and kicking things off with the announcement of I'm not going to tell you right now.
Hello, I'm Tick-tock, and you heard correctly. This year at Minecon Live, we're going to be hearing about the next big update at the start of the show rather than at the end of the show like we've seen in previous years. This means we'll be hearing about 1.17 even sooner than we previously thought, but it also raises the concerning question of if this is actually the most exciting thing about the show, why are they showing it at the very beginning? Usually they keep it at the end so they can lure you in to watch all of the other things, whether it's a B-based game show or a UN block-by-block project that they're proud of, but people aren't as excited about. Usually these are the things that they show at the start so they can keep you for the update at the end, whereas if they show the update first, a lot of people wouldn't feel the need to stay all the way to the end, and it's something that seems like it hints at 1.17 being a smaller update. I mean, it's the next big update to Minecraft, it's the next major version update, but what if Minecraft is actually going for a Tick-tock cycle? Because the 1.15 update, the update revealed at last year's Minecon Live, was also a very small update. It seems like Minecraft might be repeating the cycle of having one big update, like the Village and Pillage, followed by a small update like the Buzzy Bees, followed by a big update like the Never update, followed by a small update like perhaps 1.17. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the evidence, the theories on both sides, because this is a very big deal for the future of Minecraft. But yeah, let's dive straight into it by talking about the fact that this is in fact the easiest way to stick to the previously mentioned goal of 2 updates a year. If you don't already know, Minecraft has said for a while now they'd like to have 2 major game updates every single year, and the only time that they have achieved that in the past 5 years is when they released both the 1.14 and the 1.15 update in the same year. 1.14 was this huge update that entirely revamped villages and pillaging and all these other things, and 1.15 was an update that had bees. More or less, that is almost the entirety of the update right there. The update is a very different size, but it's better to have a bee-sized update than no update, is presumably what they think at Mojang, which seems like it's correct and is compounded further by the fact that the mob vote we're seeing this year is the most pathetic democracy we've seen for Minecraft. I mean, again, I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's worse than no democracy, I'm just saying that the 3 mobs we get to choose between on Saturday are the worst 3 choices we've ever had. It's a snowy villager, it's a flower cow, and it's a glowing squid. There is basically no choice. They are giving us 2 non-hostile options and a hostile option that is somewhat interesting, I guess, and it's interesting because it seems like they're very heavily hinting towards that one choice. That one choice where they've explicitly said it would come with the new mountains, which makes me think if we combine the fact that the mob vote is pretty anemic. I mean, why would you have the mob vote be anemic for the next update unless the next update is also kind of anemic by itself? But then consider the fact that 1.17 might be the mountain update. And my logic behind this one, in case you're curious, the logic that makes this very clear is the fact that they said very explicitly for the Isolager and only the Isolager that the new mountains would include this mob. And they, again, new mountains, so we've already voted for. It's been a year and a lot of people have complained about that. So wouldn't it make sense that 1.17 is the update that adds those new mountains, that new mountain generation, those goats, and also that snowier snow that we know we're all excited for. It's snow and it's snowier. What's not to love? But, these 3 features seem like they'd be coming in 1.17 because, again, they seem like they'd be coming as a package, and 1.17 is confirmed to have those new mountains for the potential Isolager, and therefore it seems like 1.17, if it was going to be a small update, could be entirely themed around mountains. I mean, Minecraft have said repeatedly they want to update old elements of the game. That's why we saw the ocean update, the village update, and then the Never update. These are all pretty huge updates to existing parts of Minecraft, really revamping them and giving them much more of a purpose. What if the next feature they really feel like needs this is the mountains? Because in Minecraft, there isn't much excitement to going up a mountain. I mean, it snows up there, but it snows at the top of pretty much any biome if you go high enough. It actually snows at every single biome if you go high enough. It's just some of those biomes that's above 256. But it snows in every single biome if you go high enough, and therefore the mountains aren't wildly exciting besides their terrain which isn't so great. So the mountain update could be a pretty small update that they're intending to make, and they want to release it, announce it very early on, be like, hey, we listened to your democracy last year, here's what we're doing, and also, do you want to vote for a mob that comes with this? And that way they can use the mob vote to do the thing they've traditionally done with previous Minecons update reveals and keep people watching until the very end, because the mob vote, even if it starts at the very beginning of the show, it takes till the end to count up the votes, to do the big announcement, etc, etc, and so therefore they, maybe want to tilt the scales even more heavily in the, the Isolager's favor by showing that it's a mountain update. That is clearly the mob they want to release. It's the mob they put the most thought and effort into. It's the one that everyone considers voting for. It's not even really a vote at this point, it's a coronation. So if we're going to have that be announced, it makes sense that that's the thing they keep us on the hook for, and to get people even more excited, they could show it at the beginning. So that is the grand theory as to why this update would be a small update. It would fit into the Tick-tock cycle, it would make sense with the new villager mob, it would make sense with the theme that they've already hinted at, although it wouldn't be much of a surprise if it was a fully based mountain update, which is why it might in fact be a large update instead. Again, we don't know for sure the size of this update, we have very little update history to go on. Minecraft is changing every single year, especially in the post-Microsoft times, so maybe 1.17 is a big update. Here is the counter theory to that one. Again, I like to present both sides of an argument because even though it's fun and it'd be a great clickbait title to say this is the smallest update we've ever seen and how much does it suck, we do not know right now if it is going to be small or big, and in fact you can maybe use that mountain update evidence as something against it. I mean, a mountain update, we know this update is at the very least including those mountain features I just mentioned, the goats, the snowiest snow, and of course the new mountain generation. Those three features, even plus the isolager, obviously wouldn't be an entire update. They would need to add something else to get people more excited, because otherwise it's just saying, hey, here is an entire democracy based update. And you know, again, there's maybe corona reasons why you can be like, oh yeah, the past year we just haven't been able to do things, ignoring that it's a job that is heavily work from homeable. So instead, maybe that's just the kind of the starter, the teaser, the thing that gets us excited. Maybe 1.17 isn't even themed the mountain update, it just happens to include those features in the same way the village and pillage update entirely updated the tiger biome with berries, foxes, and campfires. So maybe what they instead intend to do is have a big update with those features at the helm. Maybe it's such a big update that they can't even show it all at Minecon Live, they're just going to give us the very early glimpse, kind of like we did with the Nether update. They show us the kind of headline features, the ones they're most excited about, the ones they've worked on already. We saw this the update to Kotick as well. They can't show off every single feature, they can't even show off a finished version of all the features, because that's what they're going to be developing over the next few months, of course. So maybe this is going to be where they announce the kind of just theming of the next update. Hey, 1.17 is going to be the insert update name here. I mean, we all know it's going to be cave update, but let's not jinx it by saying it. Like, 1.17 is going to be the jungle update, or 1.17 is going to be the end update. And also, because we care, here are all the features we're implementing from last year as well. Although, maybe that messaging gets really mixed real fast. But 1.17 could have a theme like that. And I hope that this is the route that they take, because even though this whole Tick-tock cycle is something a lot of software, even hardware, I mean, it comes from the Intel, the idea that they have like a really big push one year, a really small push the next year. It's something that makes sense in a lot of companies. It's very easy to have a small gradual improvements in one update, a big update following that, but it's also not the one that fans will be most excited by. If they really wanted to excite the community the most, then perhaps a big update would be doing that much better. I mean, it's very clear that Mojang know that updates and new content is something that users love. They first of all probably have the stats for Minecraft Dungeons and how many people stop playing between DLCs, but also they have very clearly said in the announcement video that we're going to be hearing about Minecraft Earth updates, so the Minecraft mobile AR game, and we're also going to be hearing about future Minecraft Dungeons updates, the game that theoretically has reached the end of its DLC life cycle, although in reality it hasn't. They're clearly pushing it as a game as a service. We're going to be hearing about new updates for Minecraft Dungeons and Minecraft Earth. That's why all of the mobs we can vote on are coming from those two games. They're trying to tie in Minecraft's games closer and closer together, and if they know that for those other games, the best way to get people excited is updates, it makes sense to me that the best way to do it for Minecraft would be the same as well. Maybe they could even, again, maybe it's even true that the update itself, even outside of the features we're voting on, probably has a lot of overlap as well. I mean, if they do update the mountains, they can include a lot of features from this newest Minecraft Dungeons update, and if they keep the theming for all these updates at least similar, then you get more excited to play different games as they have different updates at different times, and then the ultimate Mojang plan of having you play lots of Minecraft games is achieved, right? And honestly, this is where the to kind of bring this video to a kind of close here, because the answer to what is the update going to be, we don't know if it's going to be small or big. A lot of evidence is pointing towards small, but the big hope, the big plan, the logical decision, in my opinion, from them would be to make it a very big update, but we won't know until that update is revealed. We won't know until after the fact. And yeah, basically on this channel, if you want to see not only the entire show, but also the update pieces as soon as they come out, it's something we'll be doing over here on this channel. I am so excited beyond belief to hear what this is going to be. My biggest theory is the mountain update. My second biggest theory is the cave update. But I know in my heart of hearts, it's going to be something bizarre and strange and unexpected. And that's why I can't wait for Saturday at 9 AM if you live on the West Coast. midday if you live on the east coast of America, that is. If you live in Europe, it's 5 p.m. for the UK and Ireland and Portugal, and like 6 p.m. for most of the rest of it. You know your time zones. You can check my Twitter if you want to hear more. I am beyond excited about this update, and I'd love it if you were too. Thank you very much for watching this video, because I'll see you all on Saturday for the update. Goodbye. Oh wait, also go buy my map. Thank you very much. It's launched in the store. It's really cool. I'm excited. I've never done this before. I'm so nervous about everything about it. But please go check it out. I would appreciate that. Goodbye.